Hi, I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Janis Kudla.
I'm Evgeny Donskoy.
I'm Henry Laaksonen.
I'm Peter Torebko, and you're listening to the Game to Love podcast.
Welcome back, guys and girls. We've obviously just had the end of ATP Antwerp, and Ugo Humbert has just taken the title there, his second one in 2020. So well done to him. But that's not why we're here. We're here for the title of the video. And ATP Vienna, the ATP 500, is getting underway tomorrow, and it's stacked.
Yeah, it's going to be nuts. Like, I see Melez was speaking earlier saying, is this going to be the real US Open? Potentially having Djokovic sit past one semi-final, Team Medvedev in the other semi-final. It is stacked, like you say. It's going to be mad. There's so many top players there. Makes it really hard, I feel, to call who's going to win. But we're going to do it anyway. We're going to give a dark horse pick and our main selection. And we also have a very, very fun way to present it. I think we've got like a little, is it a game, would you say? Like a league? Yeah, for sure. I mean, we want to try and make it a little bit more interactive with all of you guys as well. So we'd like you to play along with us. I don't know if you've ever played along. There's something called Tennis Draw Challenge. And we'll put the link up in the description of the video afterwards. And then you guys can join along and you can just give us your predictions. We'll run a league. We'll give you the entry to our league so that we can see how good all of you guys are at predicting. We can see how good we are as well, because I did all right. Dimonor got to the final, but didn't win it though, did he? So I was close, but not good enough. But yeah, it's going to be exciting. Looking forward to it. Yeah, and I'll put it in the comments there so you can have a look. If you click that link, you're able to join our GTL league. And with that, they have all the draws for all of the upcoming tournaments. There's like a window of when you have to select the results. And then it allows you to sort of pick each matchup. And then it allows you then to get all the way to the final. And then you'll be left with the one who you think is going to be the winner. It runs it over the course of multiple tournaments, but it also runs between each tournament as well, so we can see the winner every week. And we can announce it on here, maybe even get you on to tell us how you made your predictions. So we'd love so now you can go properly head to head with us. It's a pretty cool system. We'll show you later on in the video how to actually operate the website and how to sort of navigate your way through the league, because it's a bit complicated at first. You've got to click on like the ATP bracket section. Before we do that, they're smarter than us. They can probably work it out. Yeah, you'll probably work it out. We were just like we was bamboozled for probably like an hour. Definitely were. But should we get stuck into this ATP Vienna draw? Yeah. Because everybody's waiting to hear what we think of it. And obviously last year's winner, Dominic Team, is going to be there. We'd be interested to see who he's facing in the first round. But we'll start at the top and then we'll make our way down. And then once we've been through it all, we're going to show you who I've selected as my routes to the final and who I think is my winner and dark horse. And JG is going to do the same. We'll take one thing though, Ben, for them to join the league, do they need a password? Yeah, they do. They just need to our league. If you put our league up there, it's GTL Tennis League. And then I believe the password, what was it? Just GTL 123, something simple like that, wasn't it? I forgot, to be honest. Yeah, GTL 123, I believe. I'll just put it in here for you guys. There you go. Have you done it? Yeah, I did it. You did it. That's fine. So if you want to join the league, jump in there. And then, I think it's open now to start putting your predictions in. So we'll take you through it. And then it's entirely free as well. You just need to register and then you can just put in the predictions for each matchup. I've just done mine now, to be honest. Didn't take long at all, and it's pretty fun. And so you can see where you rank on the leaderboards and how wrong or right you are. Exactly. But let's get into the draw, Ben. Let's do it. So as you can see here, we're going to start
let's take it from the top, as they say in show business. And if we look from the top, we've got a very, very interesting first round match there for Novak Djokovic, and he's playing his fellow countryman, Filip Krajinovic. What do you think of that matchup there in the first round for Djokovic?
I think it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be really tough. Obviously, we saw them both play in Rome, and that first set, I believe, Djokovic won in a tiebreak 9-7. So it was very tight. Krajinovic played the better tennis in the first set, and then the second set he just kind of didn't have enough for him, and Djokovic was too strong. I think we're going to see similar again. I think it's going to be a really, really tough match for Djokovic. I don't really want to be that guy predicting an upset early on. So you'll see what I went with later on in the video. But
yeah,
it's tricky. It's tricky to say the least for Novak, but you'd expect him to come through it.
You would expect him to come through it. I mean, he's been so dominant on hard.
Not just that, he wants to end the year world number one, and he has to be winning these matches to ensure that. He's more or less done it already, I think. But if he starts going out first rounds, that's when it starts getting a bit worrying.
True, yeah. It was a close match against Krajinovic in Rome, but he obviously was on clay, and it was a straight sets victory. Very close. I mean, it'd be interesting to see their head-to-heads as well. Obviously, they've played each other a few times, only 3 times, but Krajinovic leads 2-1 in the head-to-head. Not sure if you can count the first one, really. They've all been on clay as well. The first one, Djokovic retired from the match back in 2010. So I think that's the same.
Krajinovic has been able to beat him, for sure. We've seen that in the past. And, it's going to be a very tight one. I just want to say thanks, John, for joining the league. I can see you've joined now. I've just got a little message come through. And also Melez has joined the league too. So hopefully more of you can, especially a lot of our regulars. It'd be nice to get maybe 10 by the end of the video. Hopefully Wild Live can join us too, because we know he's got, he knows his tennis.
Yeah, definitely.
So moving on to the next match, Borna Coric, Taylor Fritz.
That's an interesting one, really interesting. You know how well Coric has been playing in this past tournament. And he's up against Taylor Fritz. And that's not Taylor Fritz been looking good. He actually destroyed Riley Opelka in their matchup in the last tournament. And that's which way do you sort of see this one going? I know you're going to sort of give away your picks. I'm sort of shying towards the side of Coric a little bit in this one.
I'm not. I'm going for Fritz. I'm not the biggest Coric fan.
No, really? You never would.
It's hardcore, isn't it? And I don't know. I feel like Fritz could just obviously if it's clay, it's a different matter. Coric every day, but on the hard courts there, I think Fritz he can pull off the spectacular. We saw it in Acapulco, which seems like ages ago, but was that even this year, 2020? I forget now. It's all blending into one.
It was,
and he looked really good in that. Only losing to Rafael Nadal in the final. So for me, I think we're going to see some of that form again. He's going to be able to dispatch Coric.
Well, I'm going for Coric. I know that he played very well. He obviously beat Raonic in the last tournament in St. Petersburg, but it wasn't really the real. I don't know if it was the real Raonic. Raonic seemed to be slightly injured, but before then, he didn't drop a set for 3 matches. But he's got a 3-0 record against Taylor Fritz in this match. He has beaten him on grass, on hard, and on clay in their last 3 matches. So that's interesting. He's carrying the very, very heavy head-to-head there. So be interesting, though, because Fritz has been getting better every year. And I think we're seeing a lot better Fritz than we saw in 2019 as well. So I think it's going to be very close, though. I wouldn't be surprised if Fritz took it, but I'm going to shy towards Coric just because it was a recent.
David Jovic is a big Coric fan. He's saying that he's on fire at the moment. You can't really dismiss it. The guy has been proving me wrong so many times. So
definitely does. And I quite like it when you're proved wrong a little bit, especially when you're always accusing me of this hatred towards players. Coric is definitely not on your Christmas card list, that's for sure. And we've got another fan favourite of the podcast. Oh, he's not got an easy start to the tournament, but you never know. Attila Balazs, he's up against Hubert Hurkacz. Where do you see this going?
Another one. It's going to be really tight. Like, it could be an upset. I'm saying it now. I'd love to see Attila win. Obviously, Hurkacz's going to be the favourite. But yeah, it's pretty tricky for sure. Just to talk to Wild Live, sorry, I don't think you have joined. I've not got anything through yet. You need to hit that link and then just put in GTL123 as the password.
And Melez.
And then we'll take you through how to do it as well in a minute. We'll take you through. We'll share our screen.
Yeah, we'll share it. Once we've been through all the matches, then we'll go through our selections and we can really show you. Well,
hopefully we can get as many of you joined as possible.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
But anyway, we'll continue going down and then we'll tackle that once we've been through all of these. But for me,
so with that, I'm going to say it's tricky because I don't want to go against what I've said. But I think I'm not going to even tell you who I'm going to pick there. But I think it's going to be really tight. Well,
for me, I love Attila Balazs, but I love him more on clay court than I do on hard court. So for me, Hubert Hurkacz, I'm going to give it away for me.
Fair enough.
Next one.
Moving down, Lajovic Schwartzman.
Ooh, that's an interesting one, but it's on hard court. Which way do you see that going?
Yeah, mate, it's really hard, this tournament, to predict. Obviously, there's so many top players, and you're going to see later on with some of my dark horse predictions that I think anyone could really win this event. I'm going to go with Schwartzman purely for the fact that I really love him. But yeah, I don't know. I'm going to stick with that.
What do you reckon, though? It's going to be difficult to predict these ones as well. Don't forget, because some of these players are going to be finishing a tournament today. And they'll be going straight back into another tournament after playing a full tournament, like Diego Schwartzman. He's playing the final, obviously, against Alex Zverev this evening. And, well, we know what that happens to players if they win tournaments as well. Sometimes they go out in the first round of the next tournament.
So, exactly that. If Schwartzman goes on the way to win this, I could actually see him potentially losing to Lajovic. I know that sounds bizarre. It doesn't really make sense. But if you've just won a tournament, you should be full of confidence. But for me, I think if he goes all the way and wins this tournament later on, I think it's kicking off in the next 20 minutes or so, then I think he's going to lose to Lajovic.
Well,
but he can't really. That's what I'm saying. I might change my prediction based off that. It's just a weird superstition I've got. When a player wins a tournament afterwards, they seem to always struggle. Serdan's here saying Lajovic winning this. Sorry, Schwartzman.
But this is one of those things, though, that I have to pick a few holes in that in that sort of the way that you sort of devise that, because I think it works up until a certain point, that method. Because when you get to the upper echelon players, I think they can suddenly move through a couple of rounds in the tournament and then they sort of tire. I think they have more lasting ability than the lower ranked players. And you see them win a tournament, then go out. I think someone like Schwartzman will have a little bit more in the tank still to go through a few rounds. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to move down? Tsitsipas, Jan-Lennard Struff.
Yeah.
I don't see anything but a Tsitsipas win, I think. I've not seen him, obviously, since Roland Garros. He's not played since, has he? No.
Tsitsipas. Let me just have a...
No, I'm pretty sure he hasn't.
Since Roland Garros, no, he hasn't played since Roland Garros. And it was a very, very close one in Roland Garros. Obviously, he didn't drop a set. No, he didn't drop a set after coming back against Munar from 2 sets to love down. Then he didn't drop a set. Came back from 2 sets to love down to nearly win against Djokovic, but the cramp, wasn't it, that got to him. Yeah. So a little bit sad to see, but hopefully.
So for me, I'm going to say Tsitsipas is going to win that one.
Yeah, I would go. Safe bet, isn't it? The next one, very interesting though. Grigor Dimitrov, who's obviously got to the semi-finals here in Antwerp, and went out to Alex de Minaur. He's been playing Karen Khachanov, and that's not going to be an easy match for either player. I mean, who do you see that one going to?
Like you say, very 50-50, mate. I'll be honest. I'm going to edge towards Dimitrov purely for the fact that I've been bigging him up for so long. He's going to come back and disappoint me. Everyone's going to laugh at me yet again. I'm just going to do, I don't know, I think Dimitrov might edge it, but it's very close yet again. But all of these are really close. That's why it's going to be really interesting to see how everyone does in this little league we've got going on.
Yeah, I love it. I just think
it's going to be good fun as well. Hopefully we get Serdan in there. I think you've just joined us. I'll send you the link now. There's a little league where you can sort of interactively pick your picks for each round. We're going to show you interactively how to do it as well later on. The link's here. And if you want to join our league, the password is GTL123. Pretty easy.
Exactly. I'll do a post on the community after this video just so that everybody can just go through there, especially people if they've missed the video as well, they can jump in and just click the link and follow the instructions. So it should be very easy for everybody. We've
got Wild Live as well. He's joined now, so that's good.
There you go. Loving it. These two, Dimitrov, Khachanov, only played once before in the main draw, and that was only an exhibition. No, actually, it wasn't even the main draw. It was an exhibition in the UK, and that was back in 2018. Yeah, it's a bit bizarre, and that was on grass, and Dimitrov took that one. It was a 2-1, but it looks like it was one of those final set to 10 points. So, yeah, very even match as we predicted. Is it going to be even on the day? I don't know. I think Khachanov was very unlucky against Dan Evans. He probably, on another day, he would have probably won that match. And we could have seen Khachanov potentially in the final. And he could have had a chance in this competition, really, in Antwerp. But it wasn't to be. And Ugo Humbert, the winner there. But, yeah, speaking of Dan Evans, he's the next man down the list. And he's against the fake Englishman.
Former Brit, mate. They've probably played many times. They played together in Davis Cup, did they not? But let's not talk about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Dan Evans, for me, I think he'll beat Pedeni. Simple as. Moving down, Yuri Rogenov.
Love this.
Good player. Really good player. That could be an upset. Another one. But Shapovalov, you'd expect him to win. And if he does, I think he'll go on a good run because he's got a nice little draw there.
You never know.
I think he'll do well.
Never know which one's going to turn up, do you, Dennis? Well, you'll hear my dark horse picks and my selections once we've been through the whole thing. But every time I seem to tip Denis Shapovalov, it sends him crashing out of tournaments. So maybe I'll do him a favor and steer clear of him in this one. But that could be a close match. Yuri Rogenov, we know that he's obviously Austrian. This is in Vienna. He's really, really hot young prospect on the tour as well. I think he's around about the 100 mark or just outside the top 100, if I'm right.
Yeah.
Double check, 150. Okay. Slightly outside, but he's had some good... He beat Chardy in the French Open, so it's no mean feat, is it? I mean, Chardy, we know, is a really good player. And he's been playing a lot on the clay courts. Haven't seen much of him on the hard courts, though. That's the only problem. He's predominantly been clay court, and he did play some hard court at the beginning of the year. Beat Chris O'Connell, which is a really good result on hard courts, and that was in the US. And he's come close against JJ Wolf as well.
Yeah.
I remember watching that match back in February. And JJ Wolf, we've seen how well he did at the US Open. So you can mix it with some good players. So don't be surprised if there is.
Who are you going for in that one?
Well, I don't want to say. I don't want to jinx Shapovalov again, mate. I feel bad for him. I feel like I have. Well, you'll see from my selections, I have picked Shapovalov on that one.
Okay, so moving on to the next one, Ben. What I do recommend you doing is maybe clearing all your selections and then doing it live, so then we can literally show people how to do it.
What happens if I forget?
Yeah, and it's got to be within your heart. Otherwise, it's not a real selection. You can't forget.
True. It's true. Maybe
if you change your mind, then it's for a reason. But anyway, moving down, you got Gal Monfils, Kirino Basta.
Ooh.
I think Kirino Basta's going out. I think Monfils is going to find his form. He's going to find his confidence. Obviously, this guy has actually been one of the best players in 2020, believe it or not. Before the pandemic hit, he was untouchable. Only Djokovic could beat him. So I hope he can find that form. But it's going to be really tough. I think Buster will be the favourite in that affair.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
Mate, he's what, 8th in the world for Monfils, is he not? He's not in the top 10? Am I getting carried away?
He might have fallen outside.
But he's within the top 15 for sure. So
let me just have a quick double check on that, because I know that obviously he's just fallen outside. He's number 11 now.
11.
That's 4 match losses in a row if you include the Djokovic defeat.
Yeah.
So
which I think is harsh. Then you've got another wild card there. Obviously, the Austrian hometown, Dennis Novak versus Kevin Anderson.
Ooh.
That's a really good one.
Who would you expect to win that one? I mean, Kevin Anderson, he's a big match player, but Dennis Novak's been showing some really promising form of late on the tour, and I've been really impressed with him in some of these events. He's made it through a few qualifiers and into some ATP events recently. Wouldn't be surprised if he causes an upset there. That could happen, I think.
Yeah,
and I think it would be quite a big upset. I think, the bookies have got him at 2.37 to Anderson's 1.53, and they haven't obviously never played before. But yeah, he's beaten some good players recently. James Duckworth from Australia. He obviously beat Benoit Paire in Cologne, and Jordan Thompson as well, who's obviously another really good player from Australia. But and he went close with Davidovich Fokina over in the US Open. He lost 3-2 to him in the Australian Open. You've seen how good Fokina's been playing against Schwartzman. Nearly took Schwartzman out the last tournament. So yeah, that could be a very close match. He's actually higher ranked than Kevin Anderson. He's 91
Yeah,
in the
but Kevin,
world.
mate, he's only because he's had injuries. Kevin's he's a top 20 player in my opinion. When he's not injured and he's playing well, he's unplayable. We saw him at that Wimbledon a few years back. He was really good, and you can never really write him off. Moving down, you've got an all-Canadian affair there, Felix Vasek Pospisil. Pospisil struggled really to get through, but he's managed to.
Yeah,
going to be interesting. I don't think that's going to be straightforward for Felix.
No,
didn't expect him to win. Obviously, Alex de Minaur today, we've seen him. Daniel Medvedev's another animal. We know he's not been playing well, but that's been on the clay courts. I think he's going to be back. I think Daniel Medvedev is going to be back and ready for this tournament.
Yep. And then obviously we got the main man who's in red hot form, Andrei Rublev, and he's up against a qualifier in Norbert Gombos. And Gombos is a bit of a funny player, though. He can cause the odd upset. So
I don't think Jack is going to be too pleased with that draw, because I think it's very, very tricky, in my opinion. I think Gombos is a real serious player, and it's not going to be easy, but you'd fancy Rublev for that.
Just to answer Jackie's one there, what's the email address? You've got to register with your own email address. And then once you're in, then you can obviously join the league. We have to go to the groups section.
Yeah, just to update, we've got David Jovic, he's joined. We've got Wild Live, John Narty, Melez. We've got Paul.
You know that there's quite a lot of people in that group section, quite a lot of groups you can join. What you want to do, if you're using a PC or a Mac, you have to Control F or Command F and just find, and then type in GTL Tennis League, and it will just ping up straight away, and you can click it. It's probably the easiest way to find it. That's what I had to do. so it is difficult. There's quite a few people or groups in there. So yeah, just do it that way. It's easiest. But let's move.
This is probably the tie of the round, I would say. Casper Ruud, Yannick Sinner, two young players.
Ooh.
I can't separate them at all, in my opinion. It's going to be really, really tough.
That's a really exciting one. I'd have to agree with you. I think it's always great to see these two youngsters playing, but it's sad that one of them's going to have to go out as well.
Yeah, and I'm going to call it now. This tournament's going to be the best tournament we've had this year. I really do think that. I think the level of tennis is going to be phenomenal. I think it's stacked with quality players throughout. It's just so high level. And obviously, Dominic Team won it last year. You can see from the picture in our background. Yeah. But I think it's going to be a big ask for him to do it again. He's got a very tricky draw.
Yeah.
Even Dominic Team's there as well. We'll be getting onto him in a bit, but just go through the last ones. Christian Garrett and Stan Wawrinka. Again, very even. Very, very even. I'm going to edge towards Stan and the experience, and I would love to see Stan get through, but I think it's going to be tough.
Big Stan. Well, they've only played each other once before, and that was in the French Open. And Wawrinka, that was it's on clay, so you can't really compare it. But Garrett is predominantly clay through and through, and it was 3-love to Wawrinka in that match. So yeah, I'd be shying towards Wawrinka as well, just for experience. And move down the last tie of that first round, Kei Nishikori. And against Dominic Team. That's a bit of an interesting one, really, for Dominic Team, because not an easy draw, really, because Kei Nishikori, world number 5 He was.
I feel sorry for Dominic Team. He's had some tough draws of late.
The worst.
Obviously, the French Open was very tough as well, but he's going to start off here with Kei Nishikori and then potentially play either Garrett or Stan Wawrinka. If he gets through that, he's got the likes of either a Medvedev, what's it? I think it's Rublev, either a Rublev, Casper Ruud, or Sinner. So yeah, Team's going to have to win this tournament. He's going to have to play the best to get to do it, but he's more than capable. We know how good he is. No, it's not called GTL, sir. I'm sorry. If you just type in, if you click, I'll send you the link again, or you can scroll up.
Yeah, I'll put the group. The group name is GTL Tennis League.
Yeah, we're just waiting for Serjan and Jackie. That would be great if you two join. And then we're going to go through that right now, and then you guys can make your predictions while we're doing it if you want.
Exactly. So there you go. I'll send those the GTL Tennis League and GTL 123 just to join up.
And for any of the other guys, I know we've got 15 people here. Even if you're not talking, feel free to join. You don't have to say anything if you don't want to.
Feel free to like the video as well and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, because we're going to be bringing you more live reactions from all of the ATP Vienna and all the future tournaments building up towards the tour finals, which are coming up very soon, obviously in London. But we have to wait and see if there's going to be any sort of fans at any of these events, because obviously the last event we had in Antwerp, they brought in new restrictions, which meant the first half of the tournament had fans, the second half no fans. So yeah, it was a little bit lackluster with the energy, but the tennis was of the highest quality. So
yeah, for sure. And I don't know if you're ready, Ben. Maybe we'll go through it now. We'll go on the link. I don't know if you want to clear your selections just so you can do it again.
How do you clear it? Can I clear it?
I think at the bottom there was an option, maybe.
Not sure if you can, or
if you go on the first column.
Oh, edit bracket.
Oh, if not, it doesn't matter, mate. You can just do it. You literally just go talk through it. It's fine.
I
just
can
go through everyone.
I'll talk you through mine, and then maybe if I zoom in close enough, you're not going to be able to see.
Yeah.
What I'm.
Well, before you get to that bit, show them how you get to that. So start from the homepage. Maybe you can show, because it's quite tricky to navigate through the website. So for you guys who have not on it, join our league now. I think I'll just check how many people we've got in it. I think it's only 7 at the moment. Oh, 8. We've got Serjan's joined. Brilliant. That's nice. Just waiting for you, Jackie.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we'll go through it. So
1 second. Let me just get rid of all of these bits and pieces.
So now it's a good chance for you guys to literally put your money where your mouth is, as per se. Let's see how good you are at predicting these tournaments, and it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top. I'm not sure how they work out the scoring. We're new to it as well. It's our first time ever trying it, but we thought it'd be fun to try it with you guys as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you want to share the thing, I can just sort of take you through it. I might have to zoom in a little bit here and there. If there's anybody who's just listening to the podcast, then it will be www.tennisdrawchallenge.com you need to go to, and then you just have to register. And then once you've registered, then you just have to find our group, which is GTL Tennis League. And then you just have to enter in the join code, which is GTL123. And I'll just show you how to do that now. It might be a bit small here.
You might get slightly bigger, Ben. There we go.
There you go. So if you go to the top here, you go to the group, you go to browse. It'll take you into here. If you hit Control F, like you see here, you'll get a little finder, or Command F on a Mac. Then you can type in GTL, and then GTL Tennis League will just show up just here. And if you hit GTL Tennis League, it'll ask you for a join code, and then you just type it in, GTL123. And once you're in, then you get into it says, as it says here, members 8 so far. So thanks for everybody for joining. And there's another tournament going on at the moment as well. Well, will be going on next week. If you go to the, if you go to the bracket.
Oh, it looks like Serdan's already finished his brackets. That's good. Interesting to see. You can share us who you think is going to win now.
Exactly.
But before you do that, Ben's going to show you how to actually do it. So for the guys who don't know,
this is our first time as well. So if you go to bracket ATP View,
can you make it zoom in a little bit, Ben?
I can try. There we go. Bracket ATP View. You hit that, it'll bring up this page. They obviously do it for WTA as well, but there's not a WTA event coming up next week. And then you have this section here, and it'll say make your picks now. So, and it'll give you a time frame to pick between the 26th of October.
No,
and
that's the tournament. So that's the tournament duration. If you go to one more,
oh yeah,
I think
it gives you here. See, look, if you look at the one below, it gives you a time frame that you can make your selection. So that'd be normally a day before the tournament starts, and then
there's a window. Obviously, you can't be picking it after the tournament started because that would be cheating.
Exactly.
I know Ben would try that.
I predicted Djokovic would go out after he already went out. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, let's go, because this is you're going to see my selections. Maybe I'll zoom in a bit more and you're going to see exactly. I can't do the Nur Sultan ones just yet because, unfortunately, there's been too many qualification things.
Wait, why's your one gone red? How have you managed that?
It just means incomplete.
Oh,
so if we see from the top here, you'll see what I've done.
You need to click on the name, Ben. So if you just click on the name, then it pulls it through to the next level.
So if you see here, clicking on the name will put it through to the next round. And then all you got to do is when you want between these two, you click and it'll go through to the next round. Obviously on here, they haven't updated since the qualification matches have been played. But if you go onto the ATP website, you'll see who each of them are playing.
Well, I can take you through each one. So the first one, we'll go from the beginning. So Ben's gone for Djokovic to win the first one. Moving down, do you want to talk through it yourself, Ben? You got Borna Coric. You already spoke about it. That's Hubert Hurkacz versus Attila Balazs. He's gone for Hurkacz. So far, all the favourites, I think.
And
all right.
Yeah,
he's played it very safe.
And if we're looking in this sort of top half of the draw, I was going to take you through each quarter as we went. Should we do that?
Yeah, up to you, mate.
So I'm thinking that this is the way it's going to go, and then I'm going to have. Obviously, it's just removed that just because I've just taken off Djokovic there. So I think Djokovic is going to beat Coric, and I think Schwartzman is going to have enough gas to take out Hurkacz. I think Djokovic is going to be fresher, so he's going to take out Schwartzman. And so that's what I'm going to say from that side. Yeah, from this side of the draw.
Interesting.
So that's what I've gone for there. I reckon that we're going to see, I believe that's quarterfinals will be between Djokovic, Schwartzman. And then I think Djokovic will go through to the semi-final. So if we go down into the next section.
Do you want me to do mine now? I'm not going to show you, but I can just literally talk you through it. So if you go to the first one, I might as well do mine. So I've got Djokovic to win the first one. I think it's going to be really tough, but I'm going to go with it. My difference is Taylor Fritz for the next one. I think that's where me and Ben differ. And then I was really torn on this one. I was close to put Attila, but that's more my heart. I've stuck with Hubert because I think Attila he can just sort of tank matches, and I'm not sure. I think he could be in one of them moods. Then down below, as much as I'm bigging up Lazovic, I've gone for Diego Schwartzman purely for the fact that I love him so much. I find it very difficult for me to go against him.
You've never been against him, have you ever?
Never gone against him, really. I find it really tricky too. So then moving just slightly to the right, the top one, I've got Djokovic versus Fritz, and I've gone for Djokovic. I don't think Fritz is going to cause him too many problems. Yeah. And then Hurkacz Schwartzman, I've gone for the same result, Schwartzman.
Whoa,
so in theory, we've got the same. What's this? Quarterfinal, is it?
That's quarterfinal, and then you've got the semi. This would be the first semi-final.
I've got the same quarterfinal, but I've got a different semi-final. I'm going for Schwartzman to defeat Novak Djokovic. Very bold.
After playing a whole week. After playing a whole week in Cologne as well, you think he's got the legs for that? You think he's got the legs for the guy who was undefeated? Bear in mind this on hardcourt. Djokovic already just took the Masters in Cincinnati, the Western and Southern Open. There's going to be some angry
thing in there again. Sorry, just for you guys. If anyone else wants to join, I know we've got some more people here. This is just a fun, interactive game. It's free. There's a league, and you can compete against everyone else to see how good your tennis knowledge is. The password's GTL123. It's all there. And yeah, so that's what I'm going for. So obviously then, sorry. That was it, wasn't it? That's the first quarter done.
That's
so I've got Schwartzman winning the first quarter. You've got Djokovic.
And then this is the second quarter. So I've gone for, well, as we said, I can't ever say it right, but Tsitsipas to beat Jan-Lennard Struff. I've gone with Grigor Dimitrov to beat Karen Khachanov. I think if he turns up, he's going to be unstoppable, Dimitrov there. And then I've gone with Dan Evans to take out. And who was Dan Evans playing, did we say?
Dan Evans is playing
Aljaz Bedeni.
Yeah,
so I've got him to beat Arjaz Bedeni. And then I've got Shapovalov to take out the youngster. Well, they're both youngsters. I don't know. I'm still going about Shapovalov if he's like some old guy. He's not. But I've got him. He's a more experienced guy. I think Shapovalov's going to take out and then set up an interesting match against Dan Evans there in the next round. Then I've gone... Is it looking too predictable or is it not? I've actually gone for Evans to take out Shapovalov in the next round.
I like
to
that.
set up a match with Tsitsipas. Tsitsipas Evans, but as we know, Tsitsipas to go through, I think, against Evans. Sorry, Dan, to set up a semi-final with Novak Djokovic. That's what I'm going for in this one. Tsitsipas, is he going to get that revenge from the French Open? Can he do it on the hard courts? I think that he's got some good momentum behind him. This isn't 5 sets, it's only 3, and he can really challenge Djokovic, as you know. So we'll wait and see from that one. But I won't tell you until we get through the other one. Let's take through JG's selections from that section now.
Yeah, just want to say we've got that one. Someone else joined, Jax. Welcome, Jax. Hopefully
Nice
you're doing your selections. Let us know if you're having any issues with the website and putting them in, but it's pretty straightforward. So to start off, I'm going for Tsitsipas.
Nice.
I've gone for Dimitrov.
Nice.
Evans. Oh, it's the same. Shapovalov. We've gone exactly the same. I think it's kind of picked itself. I think the Khachanov Dimitrov is the one that's the tightest. I know Melez is mugging me off here, saying JEG is going to be easy to do. Probably. I'm going to probably lose my head and pick weird results. So then here I've got Tsitsipas to beat Dimitrov. I think Tsitsipas can have a really good run in here. And then this one, Evans Shapo. I think Shapo's going to do him. That's the only difference there.
Okay, and then
I'm not sure if Evans is going to be able to do it. I know he's played a lot of tennis, obviously reached the semis in this event. It could all catch up on him.
Could do.
Based off that, then Tsitsipas Shapo. I think Tsitsipas is going to blitz him.
So
2 sets to love. It's going to be very dominant as well. So we've got the same person there reaching the end of that quarter.
So you still reckon the semi is going to be Djokovic?
Made it very safe then. You've gone for the favourites on every single bit.
Have I?
Yeah.
Maybe. But I'm just
maybe not
honest.
Dan Evans, Shapo, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Dan Evans. But you never know with Dan Evans. He can suddenly turn it on. So you never know. Arjaz Bedeni might take out Dan Evans. Sure. He always has the ability to just turn up. But let's
got to go bold as well, guys. I see some big, interesting picks, and I think you're going to see a few more from me here.
Me. As you can see, my picks here. Garrett Monfils, he's a seeded player, and maybe this could be a potential banana skin for Buster. But Buster, even though I dislike him and his actions on court, Garrett Monfils, he's on this bad run at the moment. I hope he changes it, but there's part of me that thinks that he won't change it. And I think that Kirino Buster will just grind him out and he's going to get through. And I think Kevin Anderson, experience is going to show. He's going to take out Denis Novak. This one, I'd picked this before I knew who he was playing, but I'm still going to stick with it.
Yeah, it's Felix versus
Pospisil.
Pospisil, yeah. The all-Canadian affair.
And then I think the Demon... he might be a bit tired. Otherwise, I might have given him maybe a shot at this one. But I think Medvedev's going to be too strong for him. He's fresh. And the Demon's going to be pretty down and out after losing to Humbert. And I think Medvedev's he's a completely different animal to Humbert. Yeah. And so I think he's going to be too strong for him.
And we've got a 10th member, Ben. We've got...
Nice.
Efurumbu. Sorry if I've said that wrong.
Enfiabu. Nice. And so we moved through. We got Kirino Buster Anderson. And as you can see, I've gone, might be a little bit predictable. Buster versus Medvedev. I've gone for that is that the quarterfinals, I believe? Yeah, the quarterfinals. And I think that Medvedev, he's going to be firing in this tournament. I think he's just not. He's going to probably do Buster in straight sets. I think he's probably going to not drop a set coming up to this point in the tournament. I think
that is interesting because I've not seen Ben's selections before he's done them. By the way, guys, first time I'm seeing it as well. Yeah, it's good that you've rated Buster so highly. I know someone else agrees with you. Wild Lives got Buster going all the way to the semi-final. Wish me luck. I think you guys are going to need it.
So if we go back, and then you can just give us your ones as well. Monfils,
so
Buster.
the first one, I think Buster's going out. Monfils is going to knock him
Ooh.
out right off the bat. I think Monfils is going to come back and show some good form. And I've got Monfils winning that first one. Moving down, I'm going to go with Kevin Anderson. I think it's going to be tight. Just that experience going to come through. Obviously, Novak's playing in his home crowd, so it's going to be really tricky. But I fancy Anderson. I'll tell you why afterwards. Moving down, Felix. I'm going to go with Felix as well. Who's it? Felix versus the all-Canadian one, isn't it? Pospisil. Yeah. I think Felix is going to have too much. And the next one, Daniel Medvedev as well. I think Alex de Minaur is going to be a bit burnt out. Same reasons Ben gave, to be honest.
Okay.
So then here I've got, obviously, mine's Monfils Anderson.
Yeah.
I think that's where it goes badly for Monfils, I'm afraid. And we're going to see Kevin Anderson progress to the quarterfinals. And I might as well say it now. That is the reason why he is my dark horse to win this tournament. A lot of people saying Kevin Anderson's past it. I think he could pull off a big result here. And it would not be surprised if he goes all the way, beats all these top players, and wins the whole thing. He's my dark horse to win. Call me crazy, but I had to pick one.
You're crazy.
Basically, we had to pick a dark horse who's not seeded, and everyone's seeded, so it's pretty tricky.
Well, do you want to know my one?
Yeah, go on. You might as well give yours now.
Mine's Dimitrov.
Dimitrov's your dark horse. Fair enough.
My dark horse for the tournament.
So then moving down, I've got Felix Medvedev. I've got Medvedev to win that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I put this is where the end of the line is for Anderson. And although he is my dark horse, he's the furthest unseeded player I had. So I had to go with him. But I think Medvedev's then going to set it up and win that quarter.
Yeah, and then move into the semis. So we both got the same semi-finalists coming through there. Are we being too predictable here, JG?
We've got a different route to get there, but it's the same. It's going through.
So let's have a look at the last quarter. And we're going down here in the final one. We've got Andrei Rublev, who's going to be up against. And
Gombos.
Was it Gombos?
Yep.
Okay. So he's up against Gombos. Norbert Gombos. Could be a banana skin, potentially, for Andrei Rublev. But for me, he's won 4 titles this year already, Andrei Rublev. And he's going to be in hot form. I don't think he's going to go out. I think he's going to go through. The next one's much tougher to call. Casper Ruud, I rate him very, very highly, but more on clay than I do on hard. And Sinner's been looking very good. I know that he obviously came up a cropper against Zverev, but he still shows the signs of somebody who's going to really, really keep growing every tournament he plays. And I think he's going to beat Casper Ruud. I think it's going to be close, but I think he's going to beat him.
Yeah, for you Djokovic fans, quickly, this is very interesting. Sorry, Ben. Oliver was saying Djokovic needs a quarter-final to get guaranteed year-end #1.
Wow,
so a lot at stake there for him.
Yeah, definitely. He's so far ahead in that race. I think he's about 2,000 points ahead. So it's going to take a real effort for anyone to get close to him. So, Garin Wawrinka. I mean, Garin, as we said before, predominantly more clay court. I think we both sort of picked Wawrinka when we were going through earlier. Wawrinka's in there. Dominic Team, I think that he's going to be, he's just well rested now. I think he's going to be back to his best. I think we're going to see a Dominic Team stand Wawrinka next round. That's not an easy route, is it, for a Dominic Team?
Yeah, we've got an 11th person join, D. Portan. Thanks for joining, mate. Hopefully, Oliver, you can join too. That'll be good.
And then we've got the next round. We've got Rublev Sinner. I've gone Andrei Rublev. I think Rublev in the form he's in, he's a big match player now. He's winning tournaments. I think he's going to get through to face Dominic Team. I think Dominic Team's going to take out Stan Wawrinka. And then I think Dominic Team's going to take out Andrei Rublev. So we're going to set up a Dominic Team, Daniel Medvedev semi-final on the other side. So we're going to have a Tsitsipas, Djokovic, Medvedev team. Is that too predictable? Probably.
It's literally what they all said at the beginning. That's what we've gone for anyway. Well, you've gone for.
So I think mine's through yours.
Pretty similar. So obviously, first one, I've got Andrei Rublev to beat Gombos. I think Jackie would unsubscribe if I did said otherwise. Next one's a bit different. I think Casper Ruud's going to beat Yannick Sinner. He's played a lot of tennis, and I thought he was really bad against Zverev. I watched the highlights afterwards. I missed the actual match because I was doing a watch-along. But from what I saw of him, he looked pretty poor. And I don't think he can afford to do that against Ruud, who's had a lot of rest. He's not been playing much tennis since the French Open. I think he's rested for this, and he's going to give it his all. And I think a rested Casper Ruud is a dangerous proposition. So for me, I think Ruud's going to beat him. Okay. Moving down, Gary and Wavrenka, I've gone for Wavrenka. And the bottom one, Dominic Team.
Okay.
So moving along, so I've got, who is it? Rublev versus Ruud.
Yep.
This is where I was a bit torn. I wasn't sure who's going to win Rublev versus Ruud. I think it's going to be really, really tough. But I went for Rublev in the end.
Okay.
I went for Rublev, but I think it's going to be really tough. I could change my mind any moment. Like I could go in there and edit it right now and put Ruud.
Go on then. I'm
not going to. I'm going to stick with Rublev. I'm not sure because I think Rublev's just a safer bet, but I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Let us know what you put, guys, but I think it's really tough for me. Then moving down, I've got Team to beat Wawrinka. So in theory, we're going to have the same one, and then I think Team's going to beat Rublev. So we've gone very similar.
No, we got the same semi-final.
But we've got a different dark horse pick.
Yeah, we do. But we haven't given our main pick yet, and I think we're going to be getting towards that. So if we move back,
let's go to the semi-finals. So if we scroll over to the right.
So here we go. The semi-final. I don't want to show who's going to be here, but we've got Djokovic versus Tsitsipas for me in this top half of the draw. It's going to be very, very close, but I reckon someone's going to be on the warpath, and that man is going to be Novak Djokovic. Is going to take out Stefanos Tsitsipas, and it's going to be probably in 3 sets, I think, this one. I think it's going to be really close, but that revenge, he's going to have to wait for it. And Djokovic is just going to be plowing on like he did in the Cincinnati Masters.
Yeah, interesting. I'm just reading Jackie's thing. Jackie is Jax, by the way. She has already joined. Okay. I wondered who Jack was. I have Rublev beating Djokovic in the finals, which indicates of my true love. Fair enough. And then Wild Live was saying Sinner did nothing on Zverev's pedestrian second serve. I was disappointed. And for that reason, that's why I think Ruud's going to beat him. So you've gone for Djokovic there. I've got, I believe, it's hard to do this now because I've got to remember I think I had Schwartzman, Tsitsipas, didn't I? And I think Tsitsipas is going to beat him.
So you think Tsitsipas is going to be in your final. So we've got JG with a Tsitsipas top half of the draw in the final. We go down, we got Medvedev versus Dominic Team. And I've gone for, as you can see here, Dominic Team to replicate that US Open result and take out Daniel Medvedev. He did it in straight sets at the US Open. I'm reckon he's going to do similar here. I think he's going to be too strong for Daniel Medvedev. He's going to send him packing. And he's going to set up a final with Novak Djokovic. Don't forget, Dominic Team, the reigning champion here in Vienna. And don't forget, Dominic Team, obviously, Austrian, isn't he?
Of course.
So don't forget, he is the man in Austria. He's going to have maybe no one cheering for him, but there'll be, in his heart, there'll be people cheering for him. You never know. There might be people there. We'll wait and see. But who did you go for between these two?
I've got the same one, obviously, same semi-final, but I've got Medvedev. Different outcome. I think Medvedev's going to get revenge. I think he's going to beat him.
So you've got Tsitsipas, Medvedev final. I've got Team Djokovic final. And
got different finalists, me and you.
And so that means we just got to go to who we think's going to win the whole thing.
Go on then, reveal it then. Let's see who your final thing is. I know who it is.
Dominic
I don't.
Dominic Team is going to maintain his title in Vienna, and he is going to.
Mate, I thought you had Djokovic. I was certain you had Djokovic.
He has now won his first Grand Slam. He is the champion in Vienna. He's going to be there in his home country, and he's going to take out Novak Djokovic in the final. Dominic Team is going to exert his dominance on the ATP Tour, and then when you come into the Australian Open, he's going to be looking to take that title too. That's why I think Dominic Team on the warpath now.
Yeah, and Lars saying there, in football at the moment, Austria teams were allowed fans in the stadium for the Europa League. So maybe we could have fans for this tournament, which would be brilliant. I think it deserves fans. It's going to be an amazing tournament. Let me give me my final one quick, Ben.
So
before you go off that.
Yeah. No, I wasn't. I was just going to try and zoom out so we could see the other ones. So you had Medvedev, am I correct?
Yeah.
Versus Tsitsipas, if I say it correctly.
Jackie's saying, JG, you are crazy. I want to get a crazy result. That's what I'm going for. I'm going for the extra points. But yeah, with that, it's going to be a really tough final, isn't it?
Yours would be
Tsitsipas. My final, Tsitsipas, Medvedev, and I'm going to end up saying Medvedev wins. I think Medvedev is going to win the whole tournament and beat Tsitsipas in the final. Call me crazy.
Wow. Well, I better not leave that selection in there because it's going to change my things. So I better change them back. So I think Djokovic versus Team and Dominic Team. So you've heard from both of us there.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think. Wild Live saying he's got Team beating Djokovic in the final. What are some of your other guys' final combinations? Also, who's missing? La, you've not joined the league. That'd be great if you can join too. It's free. And it's interactive. We've got 11 people in it so far. If we can have one more, that would be great.
Yeah, for sure. So,
Mitrovic, here we go. We need Mitrovic to join. You've just joined the party, mate.
Come on. He's like, you guys smoke some funny cigars for sure. And, well, maybe. But I think we both came up with the same semi-finals. Or was it the same? Exactly the same? Or was it? No, you had slightly different. You had Schwartzman, Tsitsipas. And I have Djokovic, obviously. Yep. I don't see it going. I see Schwartzman being maybe slightly tired and dropping out the tournament a bit earlier, as you can. As you can say, he gets towards Djokovic, but I just think Djokovic can be so fresh, isn't he? So I don't see him.
Has joined. He's joined as Deportan. That's who he was. I wondered who that was. So that makes sense. Good. Nice. So I know everyone in the league is going to be interesting. Good luck to everyone as well. Mitrovic, just scroll up and click on the link and join our league, and you can do your own predictions. I'm pretty sure I know who you think is going to be winning it. So I'm not even going to bother asking. But yeah, good luck to everyone. We've got it starting tomorrow. So let's watch as many of them as possible. And I'm super excited.
So do you want to just round it up one more time? So, JG, give us your dark horse prediction for Vienna.
Yeah, my dark horse prediction was the big South African bloke who's not played much tennis, who's injury prone.
Great. And I've
forgotten his name.
Kevin Anderson.
Kevin Anderson. I'm going for Kevin Anderson as my dark horse pick. I know it's bold, but we had to pick someone who's not a seeded player.
Yeah.
And then my main pick, obviously, is Daniel Medvedev.
And that's it. Wow. Interesting. And I've gone for Grigor Dimitrov as the dark horse because we know he can mix it on the hard courts. If he just brings his A game, he can take out anybody on his day, even Kevin Anderson. And my main pick, as you already know, the reigning champion in Vienna, the Austrian wonder boy. It is Dominic Team. So that's how I see it going.
Yeah, fair play. I think we'll wrap it up there. Have a good evening, everyone. And we'll see you shortly. I think probably, in the next few days, we'll do another roundup of Vienna.
Yeah, and if you haven't already told us who your picks are, pop them in the comments section below, and we'd love to see everybody's dark horse picks and their main picks for the tournament. It would be great to see. So we'll join us on one of maybe the live watch along. We'll probably do some of them this week, won't we?
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.